Roll20 does, or not Roll20. I hate when the Roll20 does Streamlabs does that. There you go. See, now you're hearing it. The Roll20. I gotta mute that so it doesn't keep going through there.
There we go. How you doing, Sego?
Excellent. Thanks for the subscription, Sego. Very much appreciated. Hey, yeah, so for whatever reason, Streamlabs does that sometimes. It just dumps my microphone setting and puts it back on default. All right. Now, why is my map screen was literally just on there, and now it's not showing? That's not it. Should be right there. Oh, hold on a second. It's on. For some reason that changed too. That's so weird. All I did was change screens, and it completely changed everything. Now I have to resize it, and oh my god, it's terrible. It's terrible. I'm gonna have to reposition, resize. I had all of this set up. There was absolutely no reason for that to have done that.
That's what the day one bugs are for.
I mean, it literally was all in perfect position before.
I know. That's okay.
Oh, hold on a second. I think I see what the problem is. Boop. There it is. Oh, it was the wrong other screen. That's what it was. Found it. It was hiding from me. Okay, so now our splash screen.
Yeah. Well, hold on. There you go.
Oh yeah, I forget that it's more zoomed in over there than it is.
Just gotta reposition, yeah. Alright. Perfect.
So there. Our party, our titles. I'm gonna zoom it out a little bit so you can see all the party and the.
So, now that we have audio.
Yeah.
That's verifying that we do actually have audio.
Yeah, in fact, let me do a little bit of an intro real quick again, because that sucks that the whole thing I was saying before. Anyway, tonight is the first episode of us airing out an ongoing Greek mythology-based Dungeons and Dragons campaign. By ongoing, it's not long going yet. We all just achieved 4th level recently. So it's still, pretty much in its youth here as far as that's concerned. But we have done some things. We joined this chapter that just basically began, and we are getting to the gates of Troy almost. We're in the entry area or whatever, the hinterland, or getting just before we get to the hinterlands into the gates of Troy area for the Battle of Troy, the Trojan War, etc. Now, having said all that, we are a group regularly of 6 players. However, tonight we are down 2, so you'll only see 4 of us on here. The names of our characters are in the upper right, aside from the Dungeon Master. You will note that there is a green circle that highlights around the token of whichever one of us is speaking, so that you should get to know the characters and by voice and which one of us is doing what, and it tells you what role we have also by our character class under our names there. So expect certain types of behavior from certain types of characters, that kind of thing, Now, having said all that, also this is our first time doing this. We don't intend, at this point at least, anytime soon, to transition to cameras. We're just going to keep this voice only for now, at least. If we decide to switch it later on, who knows? But right now, it's going to be voice only. We are going to pick up the game in media res, and the Dungeon Master will make his introductions. We'll all make our introductions. We'll get rolling with this. In the bottom right corner, you'll see that there is where it says Roll20, chat tips, and all that stuff or whatever right now. That is, if you're unfamiliar with the Roll20 virtual tabletop, that is where you will start to see dice roll results and things like that as we play the game, and you will start to determine, that will help determine the outcome of actions and events and things like that we do. In the bottom left corner, just so I knock this out and get this out of the way, we have in the background copyright-free music. In the bottom left-hand corner, you'll see the name of the composer of that music, the creator of that music. He has a YouTube channel. All he asks for is that we recognize him, and then we can use it. So there it is, music by Adrian Von Ziegler. Go check him out. It all sounds good so far, though I'm still pretty new to it, personally. You will see in the framed area with the title over it, Myths and Legends, that will be our map area, and you will note our tactical movement displayed on grid square maps there that the Dungeon Master has put together specifically for whatever events and encounters and such that we have. So, with all that being said, I now hand it over to the Dungeon Master again, because we're having to redo this since there was an audio issue.
No worries. Welcome everyone to Myths and Legends. We are going to be starting up shortly after a little bit of a character introduction. I'm the Dungeon Master today. On our Discord, you will see me as Wolfgar. I've been in the chat occasionally. I've been playing a variety of games with Squirrel for some time. We've done Baldur's Gate, a couple of other different games as well. So you guys may be familiar with me, but we have a whole cast of characters here, and I want to get them all some time in the spotlight. So we're going to start first and foremost with the namesake of this channel, Squirrel's character. Let's start with Arthemios.
My character's name is Arthemios. He is, from his background, for those who might be familiar with the Dungeons & Dragons character classes and character creation system and everything, he has the background of a Marine. He is basically a maritime infantry type of guy, jumps off of the ships onto the beach and rushes the enemy and or fights at sea, boarding actions and such. In his history, he had a situation that had gotten him some notoriety for a while, where he had been a little famous for some heroic actions with one of his prior crews that he was part of, and but now that notoriety has waned, and he's looking to reattain some of his former glory, because it afforded him the popularity and of course also the free beverages that people were willing to throw his way in order to hear the story recounted again and again. And now everybody's pretty much heard that story, and so his fame has waned, and he wants to reattain that. So he is looking for adventure, and was happy to sign on essentially when all of this task that we've been assigned by an admiral and of the fleet and everything in order to when all this came about, in order to try to figure out whatever is bothering the city of Atlantis. But the Dungeon Master will fill more in on that, I'm sure, the overall story. As far as the character himself, you'll see that he is listed as a rogue fighter, and he kind of plays... That's not representative of him being a thief, per se, or anything like that. It's just representative of kind of the style of fighting that he does. He does a lot of sneaking around and uses... sneak attack is basically representative of his opportunistic fighting style. He takes advantage of any little opening to try to get that dagger in there a little bit, or a short sword in there a little bit deeper for more damage, things like that. And he is also, by the way, since we have this option available in this particular Greek mythology-based campaign, he is a demigod, a son of Nyx, the goddess of night. He venerates Hades the most of all, though, and that is his patron god that he worships and tries to send all of his foes to go and meet. And handing it off to Profanities.
Yes. Profanities, you are next.
Profanities is a humble servant of the god Ares. He is a commander of multiple attack forces in Greek wars. He is a master swordsman. You'll note that the character class is listed as a samurai, but flavored for the Greek mythos. He, unlike Arthemios, he sees the sea and ships as but a mere transport to help steal meat flesh in the many battlefronts that he has partaken. He is a servant of Ares. He loves war and all.
Fighter.
Yeah, I have it listed as fighter, not samurai, but for those who are familiar with the game system, it's a samurai.
It is a subclass, yes.
Yeah.
Alright, so.
And Sego says that sound is dropping out at times, and honestly, it completely dropped after you said he is a servant of Ares. He likes ... So
is it back now?
I don't know, Sego. Is audio back or no?
I can hear it on my end.
Yeah, he said back on samurai. So.
Okay, so you didn't miss much. Essentially,
Yeah.
he is a fighter.
It's not showing any difficulties over here. It's not even showing any dropped frames or anything. It's showing full connectivity, everything fine over here. Let me check and see the everything fine over here. I'm hearing myself fine on the stream on.
Yeah, it's back now, but it was silent for a while. Yeah, it's back now, but it was.
Yeah, it is cutting in it. Well, it's also reloading.
Yeah, it's back now.
Yeah, it also seems like it keeps pausing out and reloading. Yeah. Like it keeps pausing out and.
You want to restart the sheet?
I can. It just sucks, but whatever.
I mean, will that help or no?
It may. It may not. The sad thing is, it honestly, like I think I've told you this before, it seems like it's a small streamer issue. It's usually on Twitch's end. And yesterday it happened to me 11 times. 11 times. Not audio cutting out. 11 times I was disconnected from Twitch yesterday. It reconnects sometimes just a second later, but the point is it does disconnect. So I don't know. I mean, I guess we could restart it if you want. It just sucks that we're already half hour into this.
We don't have to restart. We don't have to go through introductions all over again.
Right.
We can just jump right into it. But if it helps solve the audio issue, I'd hate for us to keep having to repeat ourselves over and over again.
Yeah. All right. Well, I'll just stop it and